I'm pleased to present our next speaker. He's the Commissioner for USCIR for the U.S. Commission on International and Religious Freedom, Mr. Eric Ueland.
Good morning. Thank you all for having me here. I really do appreciate it, and on behalf of the Commission, I also thank you for the opportunity to appear here this morning. Thank you very much to Coptic Solidarity for the invitation. My name is Eric Ueland, and I serve currently as the Vice Chairman of the U.S. Commission on International Religious Freedom. USCIR is an independent, bipartisan federal body that advises the President, the Secretary of State, and the U.S. Congress on religious freedom conditions abroad, and on U.S. foreign policy measures to advance freedom of religion or belief. We continue to carefully monitor and report on the challenges faced by Copts in Egypt. Last month, we released our 2024 annual report, which summarized religious freedom conditions abroad over the prior year, including in Egypt. In the report, USCIR renewed our recommendation that the State Department should place Egypt on a special watch list for severe violations of religious freedom. The report reflects evidence of ongoing and systematic restrictions on religious freedom that the Egyptian government either perpetrates or allows. The most significant of these violations occur through the criminal justice system, including police, state security officials, prosecutors, and the courts, due to its enforcement of a variety of laws against religious freedom advocates and members of religious minority groups. The government regularly subjects such individuals to surveillance, interrogation, arrest, arbitrary detention, trials without due process, disproportionate or outright unmerited sentences, and travel bans. In addition to the charge of insulting the heavenly religions under Provision 98F of the Penal Code, the blasphemy law, Egypt also wields counterterrorism and cybercrime statutes against religious prisoners of conscience. I'd like to take a moment to highlight several individuals who have suffered from the government's arbitrary and weaponized use of its criminal justice system over their dissenting religious beliefs. For example, two Christian converts, Nur Gages and Abdel Bakika Saeed Abdo, who were arrested in 2021 for associating with a Facebook group supporting those who wish to convert from Islam to Christianity. They have not only been denied due process, but have also been detained in poor, inhumane conditions and denied family visits. These individuals, as well as others, are included in USCIR's Frank Wolf Freedom of Religion or Belief Victims List, which is publicly available on our website at www.uscirf.gov. Equally concerning to USCIR is what happens to those prisoners who are released. We are concerned for the well-being of Coptic lawyer Rami Kamel and Quranist, Muslim, and blogger Reda Abdel Rahman, who were released after years of arbitrary detention for unsubstantiated charges, including blasphemy, spreading false rumors, and terrorism. Both men remained under official or unofficial travel bans and endure continued state surveillance. We urge the U.S. government to help ensure the protection of these and other formerly and currently detained individuals under blasphemy charges, and for the U.S. government to urge the repeal or reform of Egypt's blasphemy law. Another important issue is the construction, registration, and protection of Coptic churches. When the church construction law passed in 2016, many hailed it as a progressive reform of the laws that severely restricted the ability of Christians to construct, renovate, or register churches. We've welcomed the government committee's announcements each year, including in May and June of 2023, of batches of approved registration applications. However, we have also noted the slow pace of approvals and cautioned that new church construction has been centered in newer, less populated neighborhoods with reduced net benefit for a large number of Christians elsewhere in Egypt. Violence against these churches and their congregations also remains a pertinent issue. In April, I was horrified to hear of the spate of house burnings by Muslim extremists against Copts in Minya province. While we commend the Egyptian government security forces for responding quickly, the recurrence of these attacks underscore the effects of decades of institutional discrimination against Christian communities and houses of worship, which has allowed for anti-Copt intolerance to endure and grow. Baha'is, Jehovah's Witnesses, and Muslim groups unaligned with the Sunni majority also have no path at all to construction or registration of houses of worship, highlighting a glaring omission in Egyptian legislation. As such, we recommend that the U.S. government encourage Egypt to enact laws that uniformly treat the construction, repair, and registration of all religious houses of worship equally. Lastly, I would like to briefly mention the continued need for the Egyptian government to reform the ID card process to no longer include one's religion as identifying information. As many here today know, some Copts do not wish to advertise their religious background on a document essential for the daily operations of life. Changes to national ID cards that offer equal and universal protection for Egyptians of all faith backgrounds is another point we urge the U.S. government to raise with Egyptian counterparts until this issue is successfully resolved. For all these reasons, USCIR once again recommends that the U.S. continue to withhold a portion of the over $1 billion per year of foreign military financing provided to Egypt if the country does not make progress on religious freedom. This congressionally outlined withholding would ensure the responsible use of taxpayer money in upholding the international covenants to which the Egyptian government is actually a party. Again, thanks to Coptic Solidarity for holding this important event this morning and over the next 2 days, and for inviting USCIR to join and appear. I'm inspired by the important and critical work that everybody does on behalf of religious freedom for Copts, everybody here in this room, and for promoting freedom of religion or belief around the globe. Again, my thanks and my encouragement.